10-year-old Ellie Benson loved bedtime stories. But she loved real adventures, even more the kind where your heart beat fast, your shoes got muddy, and you came back with something shiny in your pocket and a grin on your face. It was a cold spring night when Ellie first found the glowing ticket. She had just finished brushing her teeth and was about to hop into bed when she noticed something strange. A soft, bluish light was leaking from under her closet door. At first, she thought maybe her flashlight had been left on again. But when she opened the door, a small envelope fluttered out and landed at her feet. Ellie Benson. It read in loopy golden script. Inside was a thick, shimmering ticket with silver edges. It read, "Midnight Express to Sunberry Hollow. Departs at midnight, Platform W." There was no return address, no instructions, and definitely no explanation. Ellie turned the ticket over in her hand. It tingled slightly, like a warm breeze on a summer night. She didn't know where Sunberry Hollow was or what Platform W meant, but one thing was certain, this was not a prank from her older brother. She looked at her alarm clock. 11:47 p.m. Her heart thumped. Could she really go? Should she? What if this was a real adventure? Of course, she thought. Of course she was going. She threw on her coat over her pajamas, grabbed her flashlight, and tiptoed past her sleeping parents. As soon as she stepped outside, the world shimmered slightly, like a bubble had popped around her. And then she saw it. A train platform, glowing softly behind her backyard treehouse. It hadn't been there before. It had never been there. But now it shimmered with lanterns and floating golden letters that read, "Platform W, boarding now." The train itself was like something out of a dream midnight blue with silver trim and steam that glittered like stars. The conductor, a tall, thin man with a beard that curled like question marks, smiled at her. "Ticket, please." Ellie handed it over with shaking hands. "Right on time," he said. "Welcome aboard." The inside of the train was even stranger than the outside. The seats were velvet and changed color depending on your mood. The walls were covered in tiny golden frames that displayed moving pictures of far-off landscloud forests with singing leaves, rivers made of lemonade, and mountains shaped like sleeping dragons. Ellie settled into a seat near a window and tried to catch her breath. Just then, someone cleared their throat beside her. A small fox wearing a tiny blue vest hopped onto the seat across from her. "Name's Finnegan," he said, extending a paw. "But everyone calls me Finn." "First time to Sunberry Hollow?" Ellie blinked. "You're a talking fox. And you're a talking human," Finn replied with a wink. "We're all something to someone." Ellie laughed, surprised at how quickly she felt at ease. "Yes, first time. I didn't even know it existed until 10 minutes ago." "That's usually how it goes," said Finn. "The Hollow chooses who it invites. You must be curious, brave, and a little reckless." "I guess I am," Ellie said, smiling. Just then, the train gave a soft lurch, and the windows turned a dazzling pink. The sky outside was bubbling, literally, like a fizzy soda. Giant floating fish swam through the air, their scales reflecting the moonlight. "This is unreal," Ellie whispered. "Oh, it's very real," said Finn, "and it only gets stranger." The train ride lasted exactly 13 minutes. When they arrived at Sunberry Hollow, Ellie could hardly believe her eyes. The station was carved from the inside of a massive sunflower, its petals glowing softly. Tiny fireflies danced in glass lanterns overhead. A path of peppermint stones led into a village that looked like it belonged in a fairy tale. The houses were shaped like teapots and toadstools, and the air smelled like cinnamon and fresh rain. Ellie stepped off the train, still holding Finn's paw. "Come on," he said. "We've got someone you need to meet." They walked down a winding cobblestone street to a burrow-shaped building with a wooden sign that read, "Keeper of Secrets." Inside, an elderly hedgehog wearing glasses perched on the tip of his snout was writing in a giant book. "Ah," he said without looking up. "You've brought me the girl." "Excuse me?" Ellie asked. The hedgehog looked up. "I'm Professor Bristle. I keep the Hollow's secrets. And you, my dear, are at the center of a very important one." Ellie gulped. "Me? You found a glowing ticket. Only someone with the heart of a true adventurer could do that." "Sunberry Hollow is in trouble, Ellie. The moonstone that keeps our sky bright and our rivers sparkling is missing." "Someone stole it?" Ellie asked. "More like misplaced," Bristle said with a frown. "And unless it's returned before the next moonrise, the Hollow will fade away." Ellie felt something stir in her chest, fear. Yes, but also a spark of excitement. "I'll help," she said. "Tell me what to do." To find the Moonstone, Ellie would need to travel through the whispering woods of forest that talked, argued, and occasionally gave good advice. Finn insisted on joining her, and Professor Bristle packed a bag with essentials. A compass that pointed to whatever you were looking for, a map that changed depending on your mood, and a small jar labeled, "Do not open unless desperate." The forest was alive with voices. Trees murmured riddles, leaves rustled with warnings, and the wind sang old lullabies. "Trust your feet, not your eyes," one tree whispered. "Don't follow the butterflies," warned another. Ellie clutched her compass and tried to stay focused. After a few hours, they reached a fork in the path. One side led to a meadow with glowing flowers. The other dipped into a shadowy ravine. Ellie checked the compass. It spun wildly. "Now what?" she asked. Finn sniffed the air. "Meadow smells like illusion. Let's try the ravine." They slid down the slope and landed near a small pond where a silver frog sat on a stone, reading a book. "Looking for the Moonstone, are you?" the frog asked. "Yes," Ellie said. "Do you know where it is?" The frog smiled. "Not exactly, but I do know who took it, the mirror cat." According to legend, the mirror cat lived inside a mirror maze deep in the forest. It had the power to reflect people's greatest hopes and fears. Ellie and Finn found the maze tucked inside a hill, the entrance framed by ivy and moonlight. The walls shimmered with mirrored glass, reflecting endless versions of Ellie and Finn. As they walked, the mirrors began to whisper. "You're not brave," one said. "You'll never find it," said another. But then another reflection showed Ellie standing on a mountaintop, holding the Moonstone as light burst around her. "That one," Finn said. "That's the real you. Remember it." They reached the heart of the maze where the mirror cat waited. It was a sleek, silver feline with glowing eyes and a mischievous grin. "Why did you take the Moonstone?" Ellie asked. "I didn't take it," purred the cat. "I borrowed it. I wanted to see if anyone was clever enough to find me." Ellie stepped forward. "You risked an entire village disappearing just to test someone?" The mirror cat tilted its head. "The Hollow only survives because of people like you. People who chase the truth even when it hides behind illusions." Then it reached under its paw and revealed the Moonstone glowing, perfect, pulsing with light. Ellie took it gently. "Can we go now?" "Of course," the cat said. "You've passed." They ran all the way back to the village, past trees that clapped their leaves in applause and rivers that hummed with joy. At the town square, Professor Bristle stood waiting with the villagers. Ellie climbed the steps to the top of the fountain and held the Moonstone high. It shimmered, floated from her hands, and rose into the sky. Suddenly, the stars brightened, the rivers sparkled, and the entire hollow seemed to sigh in relief. "You did it," Finn whispered. "No," Ellie said. "We did." The next morning, Ellie woke up in her own bed, the sunlight streaming through the window. Had it all been a dream? But then she saw it sitting on her nightstand. A second ticket. It read, "Return trip to Sunberry Hollow when you're ready." And underneath, in smaller letters, "P.S. Don't forget the jar."